Good morning, everyone. Emmanuel here with Cabal Construction. Wanted to take this time to tour you through one of our projects that we just started. We have been contacting the client, letting her know that there's going to be a lot of standstill time right now, and I'll kind of explain why in this video. But a lot of times as contractors, we get busy, and I know that sometimes, past clients have said, well, nothing's moving on my project with this contractor, and I want to get rid of them, and they're not communicating and they're not showing up, so a reminder to all contractors, myself included, we always have to be communicating with our clients, even if their project can't move at that particular time, so that they know what's going on. But also too, for clients, this will help as a little bit of education as far as construction goes. Rain and terrain and wetness and wet trenches are not a good environment for a tractor, or not a good environment to be working under. And I'll kind of explain what I mean. Also, roots. This one has some crazy roots going on here. I'll show you. So you can see what looks to be a giant mess, but there is a method to all this madness here. Okay, so the first thing is, first and obvious for us is, the tractors can't move under these conditions. They'll move, but they're going to be pushing stuff around as they go to move dirt and claw out dirt that is needed to move for the trenches. They're going to be digging themselves in, right? So that's the first thing to take into account. The second thing is that these trenches here are meant to be the foundation for your build out. So this is going to be a 2-story that's going to go in front of this garage here. But as you can see, these trenches right now, it's just complete mud, right? So in this particular project, we beefed out the footings because we didn't want to go through the trouble of a soil report, which can add more work in terms of compaction. So they beefed out the footings and made them really large. The problem is if we try to keep working under these conditions, okay, they're just mud, okay? You don't want to pour your foundation into obviously mud, and then you've got water that collects, right? So because of that, needless to say, there's really not much that can be done here until stuff dries out. We have to let Mother Nature help us dry everything out so that we can continue to work, right? Now, that's why it's so important as contractors, again, myself included, reminding myself, and for all the contractors out there, is we have to communicate with our clients, let them know what's going on, because they hired us to not only help them, but also educate them on the things that are happening, right? So with that, if you have a project right now that's going on and it feels like it's not moving and you haven't heard from your contractor in a week or so, let me just make a PSA for all of us. In San Diego right now, if you're in foundation, there's going to be a lot of waiting, right? And then what happens after everyone's done waiting for everything to dry out, everyone's ready to go. So tractors start moving, trenches start getting dug out, and then what happens next? Everyone's ready for concrete. And so the concrete companies get slammed because all the contractors are ready to pour their foundation. So this was just a little I guess an educational video, but also kind of like a PSA for all contractors, just so you guys can understand the construction as it relates to San Diego and all this rain that we've had. But yeah, so things to know, right? But if you're, like I said, if you're in a contract in a project right now, just be patient. As soon as Mother Nature dries all this out, which won't be next week because apparently we're having more rain next week, your project will get going. Okay, Cabal Construction, built on trust.